You ever look back at an old version of yourself and think, wow, I really thought that was me? Like the way you used to think, the things you tolerated, the people you kept around, even the way you saw yourself. At one point, that version of you felt normal. It felt right. It felt like that's who you were. But growth has a funny way of changing that. Welcome back to Unfiltered Humanity. Today's episode is called The Version of Me I Outgrew. And this one, just like all the rest, is real. Because outgrowing a version of yourself isn't always pretty. It doesn't come with a clear moment or a clean break. Sometimes it's messy, sometimes it's uncomfortable, and sometimes it means letting go of things you thought you once needed. We're talking about old mindsets, old habits, old relationships, and even old identities that just don't fit anymore. Because the truth is, growth isn't just about becoming someone new. It's also about having the courage to release who you used to be. So today, we're getting honest about the versions of ourselves we had to leave behind and what it actually took to grow past them. Let's get into it.
Okay.
When you think about your old self, Ash, what immediately comes to mind?
Anger. Like, that's my
Here
first thought. I just feel like I always say, I feel like in different versions of myself, or as a younger version, let's go way back, right? Mm-hmm. I think that anger was a way that I used to show emotion. Like, it was a comfortable emotion.
I can relate to that 100%.
It was comfortable to be angry rather than like show what I was really feeling, because we all know I don't want to be vulnerable.
She doesn't want to put it out there.
So it was easier to be like mean to other people, to be funny, or just to be angry. And I don't really have a reason to
Instead
be
of
angry.
just being like, hey, you hurt my feelings, fuck you.
Yeah.
You're just like, bitch.
Yeah.
I don't even like you.
Or like just to be a jerk. Like, yeah. For no reason. But that's what initially that's what comes to my mind.
Yeah.
Like anger or like, and growth. I think there's just so much that has happened from, you know, young
growing up in life experience
versions of me. Yeah.
When I think about my old self, what immediately comes to mind, I mean, I feel like different phases, right, comes to mind. Like me being a quiet child, me being the angry, ornery teenager, me being my wild pre-kids, a young adult self, going into my 20s, being fucking high strung and just like, I feel like stressed all the time. And most of those all come back to survival mode for me. So like when I think back to my old self, I think back to always being in survival mode and never knowing what it was like to not be in survival mode.
Okay.
And these days, I'm not here surviving, right? But like,
you don't have that same
the survival mode in me is a little bit different these days. Like, I know that like I can survive. I know it, right? Like, and I also feel like because my son is grown, I don't have that stress factor of how the fuck am I going to figure all of this out? You know what I mean? So it was like things were so much more, I feel like I always laid so much on top of things that I had to deal with, which kept me high strung all the time because I was always in go. And without having like a backup plan, right? It was like, this has to work. Like I have to make it fucking work. Yeah. So like, I think back to always being in survival mode from being at a very young age as a kid, well into my adulthood. And I'd say once I hit like early 30s, survival mode kind of, it was like, I'm at a place where like, I know I can survive.
And maybe do you think it's because you've worked hard to get to where you're at?
Yes.
That now
yes.
you're in a system. Yes. Like, this is what, this is my life.
Exactly. Like, I know I've been through all the phases in my life, obviously. So like, I know that I am stable. My son is stable. I know that I have a stable job. I know that my bills are going to be paid. I know, you know what I'm saying? Like instead of dealing with all of the unknown and like, how am I going to do this and how am I going to do that and how am I going to figure out how to pay this? And you know what I mean? Like those things are no longer at the forefront of my mind 24/7. I'm just like,
it'll get done. Yeah.
Everything finds a way to work itself out. And I find that when you stress out about something that's beyond your control, all you're doing is stressing yourself out twice about it. It's going to figure itself out, right? Like whatever is supposed to happen is going to happen. And I think once that kind of clicked in my mind, it was like, there's no need for me to sit here and spaz out on this shit for weeks at a time, knowing that it's coming.
Because it's going to come.
Because it's going to come and go, and everything is going to be fine.
Yeah.
And I will deal with everything as it comes, however I need to in that moment, and that's it. So it's a different, like, my survival mode is like, I know that I can survive. I'm not really stressed out about shit no more. Like, you're still stressed about small things, but it's not nowhere close to how it used to be for me.
Because there's safety there.
Yeah. I've created my own
security in your job. Yes. There's security in your where you're going to sleep at night. Like, there's security in all these things that took your survival mode to get there.
For sure.
That old version of you.
She's not here no more.
Was dealing with that. Okay, do you feel like you have changed a lot over the past few years?
Yes. You can vouch. Look at who I was when you first met me to who I am today. Do you think that there has been change there?
Okay, let's just be clear and honest that when I first met you, I was like, why is she so angry?
See what I mean?
Like everything that I don't even think that she was talking about things she was angry about all the time, but her tone,
my demeanor,
the way she handled things just always seemed like,
yeah,
like anger.
I'm still like that.
Well, and one of our listeners has mentioned that
Tiffany always sounds angry.
Yeah, and I'm like, what do you mean?
It's just me.
Because, like, she's just intense. I'm
an intense person. I'm extremely passionate, and like I don't know how to tone myself down. So for people who are very like monotone and calm, right? Like people who are very monotone and very calm and very like, oh, like we're having a conversation. I come off as a lot, and I come off as I'm angry. Like, why is she so mad all the time? And it's like, I'm not mad. Trust me, you'll know if I'm mad because I'll be like, I'm fucking mad.
And I'm almost more quiet when I'm mad. Like, yes, I'm gonna get quiet because I'm like,
that's the thing. Like when I am mad, stirring. As long as I'm being who I am, I'm loud. You know, I'm passionate. Like I said, I'm very out there and direct, and like that's me being who I am. The second I go mute, you should be worried because I'm plotting. You know, like that's. But yeah, for sure. Do I feel like I have changed a lot over the past few years? Yes. I went through a traumatic event, and that completely just changed a lot of the direction of my life in multiple different aspects. And I don't know if that was, I mean, like, it's weird how things happen, right? Like life fucking comes in and slaps you with the reality check, and it's like, it makes you just look at things differently. So yes, I'm definitely a different person than who I was 3 years ago.
For sure.
100%.
I would say I have definitely changed a lot, even in the last couple years, right? Like I feel like there's always some growth that can be done, and I've liked most of my last versions of me. Like looking back, I'm like, oh, okay, I was still this close to this version of me, but I feel like there was a time when I was just more aggressive or angry or irritable.
You were really aggressive when I first met you.
Okay.
You're not as aggressive anymore, but I think I definitely had to be like, friend, stop hitting me, bro. That shit fucking hurts. And like, and you'd be like, oh, sorry. Like, bitch, that's not gonna save the bruise for popping up on my fucking arm.
Just for the listeners to know, I want you to know that I just like get so excited, and that's why I touch you.
She has to like. First of all, okay, let's take this all the way back. The first time that like we hung out. I don't know.
We went outside.
Were we outside or were we in a car? I feel like we were in a car.
No, we were still at Angel's house. The first time I hit you with it.
The first time you touched me? No, the first time you touched me. We were in a car.
Really?
Yes, we were in the back seat of someone's car. I don't fucking know. But like we were, you know, we had hung out a couple of times, but like there wasn't a close relationship there as of yet. Like I was just like, oh yeah, like Ashley's coming, got it, cool, moving right along. Great. Where are we going? Right, I'm in. So like we're sitting there, and then she just puts her hand on my shoulder or like on my arm, and she's like, I'm gonna touch you, and I'm like, you're already touching me, but okay. And also for those people who don't know me, I don't like to be touched. I'm not a hugger. I'm not like, I don't like to be touched. But I was just like, I didn't mind it. Like, it didn't bother me that you touched me, but I thought it was fucking hilarious that you touched me first and told me after.
I'm going to touch you.
You're like, I'm going to touch you. And I'm like, you're already doing it.
I think it's interesting that I am now, I want to touch people because I didn't always want to be touched.
Yeah.
I didn't always like to be hugged. Affection was not, growing up, it was not a thing for me.
Yeah.
I will say that something that has not changed is that I'm just heavy-handed. Like, I'm just rough. I play rough, like, with my child, always, right? My animals. I'm just rough. Like,
She's a bully. I'm just kidding.
I'm the nice one.
No, the fuck you're not, bro.
But
we'll get into that later.
I would say that I've always been logical, at least for the way I see it.
Yeah.
I've always been logical. It might not have made sense to anybody else, but for me, like, the things that I did were logical.
Right. Like, they made sense to you, and you had reasoning behind doing whatever it was that you were doing.
Do a thing, yeah.
Right.
I feel like I am a better communicator these days, and some people still would say I'm not a great communicator.
You communicate with me just fine.
Right?
I'm just saying.
One of my most important relationships right here. I've just always been I'll share what I need to share.
Yeah.
Type of person.
You're not an oversharer.
Yeah, I'm definitely not an oversharer. It's taken a lot to even get to share this much. So, yes, I think that there's a lot of change. Most of it good. I don't really see...
Yeah, I don't feel like I changed
changes.
I don't feel like I've had negative changes over the past few years. I don't think so.
I think when it comes to, like, having feelings, emotions, definitely a better version of myself now. Previous me, way over there.
Yeah.
I think I was cold, and I would just, like, I had to cut people out. I had to compartmentalize
she's out here stiff-arming there and shit. Like, no, get away.
Get out of here. I had to compartmentalize people, things, situations. I had to just not really deal with it because I didn't have time, right? I was busy trying to be taking care of people, my child.
Right.
Situations.
What is something you used to believe that you don't believe anymore?
That I had to show up for everybody.
That's a good one.
Does that go?
Yeah.
I feel like I always thought I needed to show up. I had to be in all the places. I had to do all the things. And I don't want to. Not that I don't love people and I don't care about them, but I just don't put myself in situations where my energy is drained.
Okay.
I think about things more. Where I give my...
For me, what is something that I used to believe in that I don't believe in anymore? It's actually a really good question, and I don't have an answer for it in this very moment. Let me think.
Santa.
Did you just whisper Santa? In my head, I'm like, I never believed in Santa. I stopped believing in Santa when I was like 6.
Oh, no.
Or 7.
I believed in Santa a long time.
My kids were the kids that went to school and told all the other kids that Santa wasn't real.
A teacher in 6th grade.
Sixth grade
told me that Santa wasn't real. Because up until then, my mom... Here's why I'm a good liar.
And there it is, everyone.
My mom always... I would, like... be on to the fact that Santa wasn't real, and then she would
find a way.
Do you think that Santa does all that by himself? Yeah, right. Of course he needs parents' help. Of course he needs moms to come out here and wrap gifts. Or like she always had some
explanation.
That made me believe one more year, you know?
Yes. I want to say when I was in probably like 3rd grade, 2nd or 3rd grade is when I realized the tooth fairy also wasn't real.
Oh, the tooth fairy.
The tooth fairy. I lost
that
the
tooth. That one was probably a little long for
and my mom wrote me a letter. And I opened it and I read the letter and there was money in the envelope and I was like, that's your writing.
Oh, no. When the tooth fairy wrote me a letter, it was small.
Oh, no. Mine
tiny
was
writing.
A letter.
And it was not...
It was my mother's writing. I knew my mom's writing.
I think it might have been
I used to forge her signatures in 5th grade. I knew her writing.
And you were like, this is your writing. I know it's you.
Literally was like, tooth fairy isn't real. I know that this is your writing. And she was like, this isn't my writing.
What did your tooth fairy say? Because mine said, your teeth are rotten and disgusting and we should pay you nothing.
Did it really? Really?
Something
along
like
those
that.
lines?
Yeah. Like, hey, I know you want money for this tooth, but
No,
it's
it's
whole
only half a
filling.
tooth.
Yeah. There's like no tooth
all
left.
hollow.
It's all filling. You probably should stop eating candy before you go to bed.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
I thought everybody's tooth fairy wrote those letters. Thank you.
Okay, back to this question. What is something that I used to believe that I don't believe anymore? This is gonna have to kind of be work related. That's where I'm going with this, because like I used to believe that like I had to complete everything that was on my plate that day, because tomorrow the list just grows and adds on.
We don't believe that anymore?
Hell no. Nope. Now I'm like, this list can wait. When does it do? Cool. I'll get it done with enough time, but like I'm not doing it right now. Like
I still struggle with that one.
I don't. I mean, recently I did, but like again, we talked about this before. Is like therapy, and like I had to find a way to draw that line, and I definitely drew that line, 100%.
Balance.
For sure. What kind of person were you in your old version? Like mindset, habits, your energy.
I think I for sure was like, you're gonna hear what I have to say. Like I want to fight.
Opinionated.
Yeah, and I still am. But I'm just better at, it doesn't really matter. I don't have to be right.
Yeah.
And again, my mom might disagree here. But I feel like she is that person that I would have that relationship with. Like, she's my mom.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I definitely think I would, opinionated, just a little bit abrasive.
Okay.
Or rough. It was just, like, quick, blunt, honest, like...
Yeah.
I think my mindset has always been that you have to work hard type of...
Yeah. I think for me,
attitude.
like, the old version of who I was somebody who didn't give a fuck about nothing and no one. And I was very vocal about that. Like, I don't give a fuck.
Just nothing.
No. I was just like my mindset was like, I didn't care to create strong bonds with people. I didn't, like, my mindset was like, I have to do everything myself because that's what I was always shown, and I've always been the one to have to do it all. So, like, my habits were taking all of everything that needs to be done and always doing it for myself. My energy was angry. Very angry. I dealt with being an angry person for a long time until I was just like, I don't want to be angry anymore. A bulldozer. That's a good word for it. I felt like my old Tiffany was a bulldozer. I was not empathetic. I was very cold. I was very direct. I was very blunt. I was very, I don't give a fuck. I was very like, you need thicker skin. Stop fucking crying.
Yes. And
Nobody's
it's not okay to say that to people at work.
Well, yeah, obviously. I would never say it, but like, I wouldn't say.
No, I'm not saying you said it, but like, right. I had those thoughts too. I'm with you in that. Like, right. I would be like, why aren't you doing what you need to do?
Yeah.
Why can't we get this done?
Right. Like what is the struggle here?
Yeah.
What is happening? I definitely, I had to be provided constructive feedback in order to learn those things. Cause like, I guess I never took a step back to really see how I came off to other people. Cause I never really cared. Because I've always been that person of like, you either like me or you don't. You either fuck with me or you don't. I don't care, genuinely. You know, like I'm gonna be who I am. My people who are my right people, they'll find me. That's how like that's how I've always been. So, yeah, the old version of me was somebody who definitely didn't give a fuck about nothing.
I think that goes with safety, like feeling safe.
Yeah, I was not willing to drop my walls and allow people to get close to me. All of it stems back to childhood trauma, yes.
And aligns with a soft life.
I didn't have that.
Wrap that back.
Yeah.
Just because in this version of myself,
yes,
I'm more gentle. I'm more... I might be jumping the gun here. I'm more gentle and like peaceful, and I care about other people's feelings.
Yeah.
Not that I didn't care before, but I just felt like you need to know.
Okay.
You know, like your feelings could come later because you need to know this bit of information I'm going to share with you. And maybe the word that I'm looking for to describe myself and my energy is not anger, but confrontational.
Okay. Yeah. What what did you tolerate back then that you would never tolerate now?
What did I tolerate back then that I would not tolerate now?
For me, I tolerated a lot of disrespect from my significant others in the past. A lot of disrespect. Verbal disrespect. It was never physical. At least not physical towards me. Can't really say I wasn't physical. I have, not that I'm proud of it, I have definitely gotten physical with people in the past. But it was always provoked, for the record. But like these days, you're not finna disrespect me. You cannot, and this is, I've always lived by this, is like, you're not gonna tell me you love me one day and then turn around and call me names in the next.
Right.
Like, I will not tolerate disrespect. I do not care who you are. Don't talk to me reckless.
There's another way to approach the situation.
100%. And like, my kids were always my motivator to keep me out of jail, and he's grown, bro. So everybody should probably be careful.
Be cool with your life.
Yeah.
I feel like if I'm being honest, what I didn't tolerate anything before. I think I tolerate more now.
Okay.
I'm more patient now. I'm more understanding of trauma and why we do things, and
you're quicker to give people a pass these days.
Yes.
Compared to
before.
Back then.
Before was like,
yep,
I'm out. Like fast, quick.
It's I think it's fucking hilarious how we're always on like opposite ends of the spectrum.
I think that's so weird, yeah.
But like, I'm like, I get it.
Not that I'm really dealing with disrespect in that aspect, but I am more understanding of people's situations and feelings, and I have feelings now. Before I didn't allow myself to feel my feelings, so it was like done. Nope, not happening.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So the things that I tolerate these days is maybe I allow relationships the space to be what they are, even if it doesn't like
fit what you think it should be.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like,
and I don't just mean that in like a romantic relationship,
right? But I feel like you're where you are now. You're more of like, let's pick this apart. Let's dig into the why.
This is deeper than just that person saying
it's
this
like,
thing.
Hold on a second. And you know what I think is funny is you're probably like that because old version of you was so quick to cut people off because you refuse to feel your emotions. And so knowing that now, you're like, there's an underlying issue here.
What's going on here?
Let me dig into it. Let's unpack it. Let's figure it out, right? Like that.
So I don't know if that's a good thing or bad. I think that there's a balance to that. I'm not saying that I just allow anything.
Right.
But there's definitely, I give the space for unpacking and understanding what's really going on.
Or trying to gain a better understanding of what the hell is happening.
Yeah.
And why. That makes sense. Would you say that you were more of a people pleaser, an avoider, or a confrontational person?
Confrontational.
100%.
Yeah.
I've always been a confrontational person. And when I say I'm a confrontational person, I don't mean I'm just out here looking for problems and I'm trying to confront people. Or I'm fighting. That's not what I mean. What I mean is I'm a very, like, if there is an issue or a concern or something that needs to be said, like, let's just get it. Let's just do it. Let's just do it, be done with it, and like address it.
This is what's going on.
Yeah, let's just address it.
Yes, quickly.
I will say,
even at work, I don't like the energy, the uncomfortable energy when I know that we had a disagreement.
Yes.
Or that something went wrong. Friendships, work, everywhere.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about it and I want to get it over with.
More so now, I find myself being more like, I know a conversation needs to take place, but also I need to be in the right headspace before that conversation happens so that I can address it in an adult manner. Like, I have to process, right? Like, I find now I allow myself more time to process things, and then I will reach out when I'm ready for a conversation, right? Because I've learned to stop shutting people out.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, I've built bonds with people, and so like those relationships and friendships mean things to me. So it's not like I'm just ready to be like, nope, fuck, cutting you off, right? Like, my cutoff game is not so strong as it used to be, but like I have to process it. So like I'm confrontational in the sense of like I don't avoid things. I definitely know when there is awkwardness or an elephant in the room or there's tension in the air. Like I can feel it. I'm not fucking blind to shit, you know what I mean? But
if it doesn't need to be addressed, you're okay with it until it's ready to be addressed.
Yes, I'm okay with addressing it when I'm ready to address it. And I'm also okay with going, hey, look, I'm not in a space currently to address it because I want to make sure that when I do have a conversation with you that it's respectful and that I'm not crossing any boundaries and I'm not coming off like a fucking asshole, right? Because like ultimately, like I care about our friendship or I care about this relationship, whatever the case may be. But that also has to go both ways, because if I allow myself time to process and then I go into a conversation and then I start to feel like somebody's being disrespectful towards me, like I'm gonna fucking that switch is going to flip. And
also maybe that person's not ready either.
Right. So like, or maybe they are, or it could be
all kinds of things.
Yeah, like there could be all kinds of different things, right? Like obviously people who are more mature and more healed and more aware or more self-aware are able to have adult conversations. Then you have people who are not completely at that stage in their life and they don't know how to have a adult conversation or an adult constructive conversation, right? And then you turn in it can potentially turn into an argument that escalates because emotions are high. Like I am at a place now where I can go, I need to step away and revisit this at a different time, because and I'll literally mid-sentence stop talking, turn around and fucking exit.
Let's talk about this later. I'm not ready.
I won't even say that. I'll just fucking walk away, because like what I'm not going to do is sit here and fucking argue like children. I'm not doing that shit. And that takes a lot from me, because I used to be ready to fucking go to war.
Yeah.
All the time. Ready for war all the time. And I'm not fucking losing. Like that was my mindset. You know what I mean?
And almost like I enjoyed
winning.
No, not even the win. You know what it is? Okay, you know the moment when you know I got you.
You got you? You know it's
when you're like, oh, here I go. I'm going to wrap this up.
Yep.
Like, I'm going to circle back and I'm going to prove my point.
I'm about to own you right now.
Yes. That. It's not even the actual end of the argument where I win. It's that moment where I feel I got the power.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Going back to being confrontational. Yes, obviously I'm confrontational. I think I'm doing a lot better now at handling situations with others, and I think that it depends on what relationship we're talking about when it's like giving the space and giving the time, because sometimes I can't even have I don't even want to talk to you. I don't even want a hello. I don't even want...
Yeah.
It has to be addressed.
Right.
And then I could say, like, hey, this is my problem. And then, like, at least throw it out there. And then if it needs to come back to that, cool. But I need you to know we are not good.
Yes.
We're not good.
Yeah.
And it could take us time to work through it. But don't smile in my face and think we're good, because we're not.
Yeah. I feel that.
Okay. What do you think you needed at that time that you realized now that you actually didn't? To be right, to win.
That's a good one.
I no longer need to be right. And even to be heard.
Yeah.
I still want to be heard in some ways, but I'm more like, it doesn't even matter.
Right.
You know?
Right.
But I definitely wanted to win, because I was most of the time I was probably right. And I wanted to be heard, and I wanted, like, maybe that validation of when you, like, even if they didn't agree with me, but like okay, I hear what you're saying.
Right.
I didn't get that, and so I felt like I was always like fighting, like, hear me.
I think for me, the old version of me always felt like I needed people to, like, come through for me. I needed that. Now I don't need it. Like,
I think it's interesting that you say that. I'm just being observant here. Because you needed people to come through for you, but you did not want to ask for help.
No, I definitely did not. Right. Yeah, I know.
See, I didn't want to ask for help, nor did I want you to come through for me.
I wanted people to come through for me, but I was never going to vocalize that, because I'm not, like, again, for me, having to ask for help is it's a difficult thing for me to do. Even current
today.
Yes,
same.
current day and age, I do not like to ask people for help. I just don't. I don't like to feel like I owe anybody anything. I won't borrow fucking money from nobody. Like, I'm not that person. If I need something, I'm gonna figure it out, right? But like, the old version of me is and that could be 100% considered toxic, because I'm out here mad at people for not showing up for me like I need them to show up for me. But I'm also not telling them that I needed them to show up in this way. You know what I'm saying? So I was just out here
but the fact that you're even able to really put that into words.
Yeah, I can own it. I know who the fuck I am.
Yeah,
I know the fuck I am.
Yeah, I wanted to do it by myself. I would rather struggle than ask you for help. And even today,
yeah,
I kind of would rather struggle than ask you for help still.
And now, like, I don't need people to show up for me. Like, if I do, you're going to know because I'm going to vocalize it. That's the difference between the old me and the new me. The new me is going to be like, hey, I really need you here right now. You know what I'm saying? Back then, even if I did really need that person, I'm never going to fucking say it out loud.
I like that you're there now, though.
Yeah.
Like, hey,
yeah.
I need you to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Please help.
Help me. Now it's hashtag send help. I've definitely hit friends these days with hashtag send help fast.
Help is on the way, dear.
Right. Was there a specific moment or situation that forced you to grow? I think becoming a mom forced me to grow.
Yeah.
That was like the first thing that really forced growth out of me. Because I was always like, I'm not having kids.
Oh, same.
I'm not having kids. You want me to take care of a whole human being? Ooh, I don't think I'm cut out for that job.
No.
I don't think so.
I didn't think I was either.
Yep. And then it's funny how it's almost like your mind just flips. Like, you know what I'm saying? The second that you know
it's
you're
that instinct.
carrying, like, the mother instinct just takes over. It's like your patience grows a lot thinner. Your focus is different. You really start to look at the bigger picture instead of like what you're doing tomorrow.
Okay, yes. I think when you're pregnant, you have that first kick in. Mm-hmm. But then when your baby comes, it's like a full on I'm a mom.
Yeah.
Have you ever, like, not to completely compare us to dogs, but have you ever seen a dog have puppies?
Yeah,
that's never had
Lulu
puppies.
had puppies. Yes. Lulu had.
Well, I had a dog.
Her
name was Ginger,
litter,
and she was out there on these streets. And I was like, "How is she gonna be a mom?" Like,
she's out here trying to run the streets. She's a whole hood rat.
But then when she like had babies, we watched her, deliver and all the things, and the patience and the gentleness and like the way she like took care of them. Once they were ready to go, she was back out on the street. She had a lot of babies after that, but there's just something that kicks in from others.
Yeah,
that
it's crazy.
Yeah, and I think I would have to agree.
I think that was like the biggest thing that forced growth.
Because I had to take care of somebody else.
Yeah.
Not just myself.
And it was like, they're watching my every movement.
And it was, I can't tolerate certain things.
Mm-hmm. All right. What was the hardest part about realizing that you needed to change?
I think it was that if you're aware that you need to change, then you have to actually do it.
Yes. Like the accountability part of it.
Yes, the accountability part of it. And when people view you a certain way for so long, what is that going to be like when you change? For example, it's always about my mom.
This is probably why she loves her podcast.
Yeah. So I would say, this is going to sound wild, but I would say I was like 30 when I finally was like, you know what, I'm not going to argue. I'm just going to walk out. And there were times where I would just walk out of her house. She'd still be yelling at me. And I'm like, okay, Mom, I love you. Bye. Come on, Lil. Right? And I would just
go.
And she would be like, "What? Why are you leaving?" Because she was so used to
the arguing.
Like, we had this
it was
toxic
like
relationship
battle
where,
I knew battle of the ego
for sure.
Yeah.
Like I would or she would, whatever, start the argument, and we knew that it would continue. As long as we kept it going, it would
Go,
continue.
and go.
And then in 15 minutes, it'd be like, hey, about this thing, right? It would quickly move on.
Yeah.
But when I started responding differently, or and I'm not saying I'm perfect, and I never argue with her still to this day, but when I responded differently, she would almost think like I was full of shit. And I think she perceived it like, are you really trying to be this version of somebody else that I don't know?
Yeah. Well, it was different for her. It wasn't what she was used to.
I think because I always showed up as like
the argumentative, confrontational one.
Yeah, the argumentative, confrontational, feisty.
Mm-hmm.
It was gonna be an argument. I was gonna come every single time.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I don't still in many ways, but
Yeah.
when that started to change, it was almost like, is that really you?
Mm-hmm.
Like, she expected me to be the one to fight.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. The hardest part about realizing that I needed to change was coming to terms with not liking who I was and having to hold myself accountable and make active decisions on a daily basis to be self-aware and choose to not be that person, because old habits die hard. And so I would again find myself in situations or in conversations where I just wanted to be that fucking asshole.
I still do sometimes.
And then having to actively choose not to. That was probably the hardest part for me. Yeah. Which goes into the next question, did growth come from pain, loss, or just self-awareness? For me, in my younger years, self-awareness for sure. I hit a point in my life where I started to do my inner work, unpack my childhood trauma, really take a look at who I was as a person, what I wanted for myself, what I wanted to, display for my kids, and who I wanted to be. And then later on in life, current state, obviously my current space of where I'm at, my headspace and who I am today was triggered by loss. So I've had a little bit of both there. And I would even say even a little bit of pain, because my anger stemmed as a younger teenager and a kid from pain and emotional distress because of the things that were going on in my life that I had zero control over. So I think that definitely pushed growth out of me in each
from everything.
Yes, in each different aspect.
I would say for me, self-awareness. And I think at different stages in life, you're I'm only able to be this self-aware and see okay, this is where I can make changes and this is how I can grow.
Yeah.
And then once you get here and then you start to elevate. Mm-hmm. Once you start to elevate, then you're oh, actually I still have more work to do.
Right.
Because when you first start to it almost feels awakened to me to be hey, you're really not that kind, or you're not easy to talk to, or you're not, I can't just come to you with a situation, right? Being self-aware and then changing, and then you think you're good, and then you're oh no, actually there's still more. and
yeah.
And you sit in that space for a while, and then I feel you kind of...
You have to learn to grow and continue to walk up those steps.
And while I felt pain and loss, I would say for me, the biggest thing is self-awareness, because it's almost even though I've lost it, even though I've gone through pain, mm-hmm. nothing hits me until I'm right, until I can see it.
Right.
You can't see it until you see it, until you can. Yeah.
For sure.
Okay, what or who did you have to let go to in order to grow? I think I said that question wrong. What or who did you have to let go of in order to grow?
A victim mentality. Because growing up, I was always I'm this way because of all these fucking things that I've had to deal with, right? And it's just I didn't have control over this. I didn't get to do that. I didn't get to experience this. My household was like this. And, for probably well into my 20s, it was I am who I am because I'm a product of my fucking environment. I had to grow a very hard exterior in order to fucking survive. Did I ever play the I'm a victim card? No. Right? But
But it was in the back of your mind.
Not necessarily. I never...
Not saying you saw yourself as a victim,
I never
but that
seen
was
myself
your
as a
motivation.
Victim, but yes.
That was how you...
It was
able
like,
to create
I
that
am
exterior.
going to make sure that I do not become the product of my environment, in the sense of what everybody sees, what my future is going to look like for me, right? Like, I use people being like, this is what she was exposed to her whole life. She's going to turn out to be doing these things in the streets, dealing drugs, on drugs, right? Like, we'll see what happens. And I was out here like, fuck you, first of all, for doubting me, and watch this. Watch me prove all of you wrong, because I don't want to be anything like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. And so, yeah, that was, before kids, my motivation to not become a product of my environment. It was like, watch this shit. Remember when I said I was going to turn 18 and get the fuck up out of here? Watch me leave. Like, that's where it came from.
It.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I had to let go of feeling like I had to show up as that version. Or like the judgment of what if I changed. Or like, it just felt like you had to be that way.
Yeah.
Like, that's just who you were. So if you changed, people would like judge you. And maybe some ego.
Okay.
Because I think with that is like...
Yeah, because ego is a real thing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I've learned as a Libra, as myself, I don't like to be viewed negatively. Like, I don't want people to look at me a certain way. Even though I don't care, it's still there that I do care. Like, I don't want to be viewed a certain way, which is why I won't wear slides with socks. I won't wear, like, outside, for sure, never.
Okay.
Like, things like that. Like, It's because I want to appear a certain way. Yes. And I know that comes from ego. So.
You think you're better than me, bitch?
No, I don't think I'm better
just
than
kidding.
you.
I'm kidding.
I do not like when you wear slides with socks, though.
I know you don't.
You know that.
You tell me. You've told me before, and I'm out here like, I don't care.
I'm doing it anyways.
Look at me wearing my slides and my socks.
I'm going to dance circles around you.
I will say that I at least take my slippers off when we leave go into a public place, because I know you can't fucking stand that. So I'll be considerate. So I'm going to continue to wear slides with socks sometimes, but I will put on actual shoes when we leave the fucking house. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Compromise.
Compromise in this relationship.
In this healthy fucking relationship we have going on here.
Again, I'm still growing and learning, and even for me to say that out loud is vulnerable. Thank you.
Fair enough. We'll take it. We'll take the vulnerabilities as we can get them. Was there anything that you held on to longer than you should have? Yep. Relationships.
Ugh.
100%. I hate it. Even when I think back now, I'm just like, why? Bro, why? Like, the amount of shit that I fucking tolerated and dealt with. Bruh. I will say, in my defense, and it's probably not even a good fucking excuse, because ultimately that's what it is, but circumstances had a lot to do with why I stayed in some relationships. Because I couldn't just think about me. I was also thinking about kids and stability and uprooting their lives. Change and like how that was going to affect them, and you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I definitely stayed in some relationships way longer than I fucking should have. And I knew that. For sure.
I can't think of something I held on to. Okay, the way I view it, though, like, yes, I've been in relationships that maybe I shouldn't have been in. Mm-hmm. But I also think that if I didn't stay that long, I wouldn't be this version of me.
This is very true. I feel like you go through life molds you, right? Like, the experiences and the things and the struggles that you go through, it molds you into this person. And so if you look back and it's like, I really wouldn't change anything, because then I wouldn't be who I am today. But I am kind of interested to see who I would have been, or how my life would have changed had I not kept myself in certain situations for as long as I did, right? Like, because all it takes is one small thing. Right? Like, every decision that somebody makes in their life alters their life. Yes. It may not be right away, but like, ultimately, every time you're presented with options, or for visual purposes, roads, right? Are you going to take a left, or are you going to take a right? You going to say yes, or are you going to say no?
Donut. I'm gonna do donuts right here and go nowhere.
are you gonna go left or are you gonna go right? If you go left, your life is gonna look like this. If you go right, it's gonna look like this. Right? Like,
But we don't have that luxury of being able to see it.
Being able to see and know.
Okay,
right?
so with that, you got my juices flowing. Not that I think I held on to something, but I would like to see what life would have looked like for me if I just didn't prioritize relationships or men or the attention from a man or like boys in general. You know, like if that was just not even...
In what phase of life are we talking here?
Starting from the beginning.
Oh, like, so when you were young?
Yeah, when I was young, like I always wanted a boyfriend. Why?
That's wild.
Why?
I don't know.
Like 3rd grade.
That's
like,
crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's like...
In 3rd grade, I was not... My thing is from the time that I was in school until probably when I was like 18, I despised attention from the opposite sex. I fucking
wanted it everywhere.
I did not. I was just like, go away.
Like 3rd grade, 6th grade, 8th grade, I had a boyfriend all through high school.
That's crazy. When I think back of like being in junior high and being in high school and like seeing couples walking down the hallways holding hands, and I'd always be like, for fucking what, bro?
I wish I would know. Like that's what I'm saying. I just wish I didn't want that
right
at that young age.
Or you didn't crave for it.
Yeah. Like I didn't crave for it at that age. And then like literally, so then all through high school I had a boyfriend, and then when I got in the military I had a boyfriend, and then I got married, and then back to boyfriend.
Just out of curiosity, this conversation is about to go left, but I'm just curious, what is the longest time span that you have spent not in a relationship? Single.
Like completely single?
Like just completely single.
Like not an official title.
An official title, right? Like obviously you may have been entertaining conversations. I'm talking about not in a committed relationship.
2017 to like my most recent relationship.
So
that time in between. So like
2017.
What was that?
So like 6 years.
Yeah. And while I was not in a relationship, there were still small moments, maybe like once a year,
here
like
there,
random things.
Right.
But that was the longest time.
What's crazy about that is
I appreciate.
That's about the same amount of time that I spent by myself, but intentionally, right? Like when I left.
Oh, I was intentionally too.
Yes. When I left my last relationship, I was literally like, I am so fucking done with dating or being in a relationship or being with. I don't need a fucking significant other. I don't fucking want a significant other. To the extent where like I would meet men and they would be like attempting to pursue more with me. And I'd be like, no, thank you.
Yeah, and no, thank you was my word. Like, can I get your number? No, thank you.
Fucking fathom. They were just like, what do you mean? You're not attracted to me? And I'm like, oh no, like, you're a fine piece of meat. Definitely, like, you got the swag, right? But like, also, no, thank you.
Yeah, I don't want it.
And they're like, but why? Well, because first of all, you give off vibes of shit and roads that I've been down already, and no fucking thank you.
I think I was wrong in my years.
Okay, let's go back.
Sorry.
6 years?
Okay. What year was COVID?
2020.
Okay, so 2020.
End of 2019 into 2020.
End of 2019.
Okay.
Wait. March
of 2020?
2020.
Uh-huh.
Till whenever it was.
Like 3 years.
So 3 years.
Okay. So for me it was 6.
In that time, half of that, I was single. It was 2017, but then I got back in a relationship.
You were back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, but then I didn't want to. And in that time, that was the longest that I didn't want a relationship.
Yeah.
And while there were little things I was entertaining, it wasn't like. Yeah. I just got tired of having to. Well, I guess the reason why I didn't want a relationship is I didn't want to check in with somebody. I didn't want to have to care about your feelings.
During my single phase, right, where I was just like, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do, whatever that looks like, whatever it may be, with whoever that person might be, if that's what I choose, right? Not to say that I was out here, doing the most with a bunch of different fucking random people, because that definitely is not me. It could never be me. But I was like, I'll entertain conversation, but I was also very upfront and very honest. Like, this is what it is. It'll never be anything more.
Yeah.
Ever.
You want that or not?
And they're like, oh, okay. But see, like, in their mind, it's like, bet you're gonna fall in love with me. And I'm like, bitch, bet. Then here I am like, hey, we can't talk no more. They're like, what do you mean? Well, you caught feelings, and I told you that it'll never be like anything other than like like friendship, right? So it would be selfish of me to string you along knowing that your fucking feelings are involved like that. So instead, I'm just gonna go ahead and cut you off. And then they'd be
like that.
They didn't like. It was so hard for them to wrap their fucking mind around honesty that I was fucking floored by it. Like, I'm being as honest and transparent as I can be, and they're like, I know, but like, women aren't like that. Women don't do this. And I'm like, I do. No thanks. I'm gonna go ahead and go now. Have a great rest of your day or life. Cool. Moving right along. Anyways, okay, let's move back to
okay. Did people around you struggle to accept the new version of you? I think we touched on this.
I think I have a pet peeve, I guess you could say. I feel like I've ran into multiple people in my life over time that feel like they know me so well, almost like they think that they know me better than me. And that shit bothers the fuck out of me.
Like when they kind of mention like, oh, because you'll probably do this. Or
right, because like I know you so well. Like I already know how you think and I already know how you're going to move. And it's like, first of all, you're not me. And I'll be damned if anybody on this motherfucking planet knows me better than me. So do I think that when I changed throughout the years in my life, some people struggled with it? Yes, 100%. Because, like, for example, and this is to take it all the way back to when I was a teenager, like, I used to smoke weed, a lot of weed. And then one day I was like, hey, I'm not smoking no more. Like, this is the last blunt that I am going to smoke. I am done. And all of my friends at the time who were weed smokers were like, no fucking way. Like, you're, like, the biggest fucking stoner that I know. You smoke all day, every day. Like, it's what you do. And I'm like, yeah, not anymore. And they were like, bullshit. I'll believe it when I see it. And when I tell you I just quit cold turkey, just completely done. Just done. And they were like, what the fuck? But I was still like coming around and still hanging out. Like I don't need substances or alcohol to like be who I am. I used to smoke weed because I enjoyed it. And then I got to a place in life where I no longer enjoyed it. So I was just like, this is a waste of my fucking time. It makes me lazy. It makes me tired. And it makes me not want to do shit for my kids. So like, I'm good. No more.
Yeah, I don't want to do this no more.
I cut it off. Plus I was also going to school to get my AA in criminal justice. And I had plans to go into corrections. And I was like, they're not going to let me get high and watch inmates.
Right.
So probably not the best of ideas. I should probably stop now. Right. And again, it was no longer an enjoyable thing for me anyways. Because I just feel like at that point in my life, I outgrew it. And so the people, I used to have a lot of friends. Mm-hmm. And then once I no longer smoked, like, you know,
that goes down.
Yeah, of course it goes down because people no longer hit me up to smoke and they're not, you know, like, oh, what?
That's what we did together.
Yeah, exactly. So I stopped talking to a lot of people. And then, you know, same thing. Like after I had kids, when you become a mom and you become a parent, and you hang out with people who don't have kids, like it's different, right? So you lose friends there. And so, yes, I do think that even now, I feel like I'm a different person than I was 3 years ago, like we talked about earlier. And yeah, like some people, like my party Tiffany is not in full effect like it was pre 3 years ago. Not even close.
Those were good times, though.
Oh, I had amazing times. I had great times. I don't regret none of it. Yeah, like I had great times. I've experienced a lot of life in the last 5 to 8 years. Like I've had amazing times. I've done amazing things. And like, don't get me wrong, I enjoy drinking, but also like I'm in a different space in life now. So like I know for me and where I come from, not being sober is the best thing for me current state in my life. And that's why I choose to stop drinking.
And when I know that, and when I decide to like have a drink,
yeah,
or like just have, you know, whatever, right, just enjoy myself for a little bit, I still don't like the way I feel the next day. Yeah, like I'll have fun in the moment, like right, wherever well, we're
like at. If I don't take it to the extreme like I used to, because I used to just be like, we're gonna go get ice and never come back. I'll be back in the morning when you wake up, you know. But I can easily be like, I feel like I want to have a drink right now, and I'll have a drink. Like before, it was just like I'm having a drink, and now I'm kind of like
even when I have a drink though,
just one. I don't think one affects me at all.
Like where I could feel not like in the moment. Like I'm good.
Like the next day.
But like the next day, I just feel it in my body.
It doesn't affect me like that. I will say it depends on what I'm drinking. So, like, if I drink micheladas, I can have, like, 5.
And you'll be fine.
And still be sober and be fine and not wake up and be totally okay. I might be, like, a little bit dehydrated, but then I'm just going to drink water and eat food and I'm going to be fine. Like, it doesn't affect my entire day. Now, if I'm drinking liquor, I know better than that because liquor is where I'm about to just, we're about to fuck shit up. We're going to come in, Tasmanian devil it up, get the fuck on, and move to the next spot, and it's going to be an all-night thing. And I just ain't doing that because at the end of the night, I still have to come home and sit in my own shit, and I don't want to because, you know, like, it for me, and people have witnessed it, like, when I am intoxicated, I go from being fucking level 1,000 to all of a sudden I'm in full-blown fucking meltdown mode, and people don't know what to do with me at that point. I don't even know what to do with myself at that point, and I don't like to be like that.
They wanted this version.
Yeah, I know. But, yeah, so I just choose not to allow that because I know that it's not healthy right now, so.
I definitely think that people around me struggled to accept, like, a new version of myself, whether that be, like, family or relationships. You know, like, while you're in a relationship with somebody that you've been in a relationship, but, okay, say we're in the middle of our term.
Okay.
Our relationship term. And you start to do things differently.
Yeah.
And you start to view things differently, or you start, to me, elevate, right? Grow, change. Evolve. It's often like, what are you doing? Like, why? Why, you know?
Why are we doing this?
Yeah, why now? Or, like, not accepting of the situation, or, but you're just going to do this anyways. Like, you're going to go back to whatever, that version of you.
And I think that bothers me because, like, I don't like to explain myself to anybody. So, like, if I choose to do something different, and we'll just go very, like, face value, right? Say I decide I'm going to change the style of how I dress. And if somebody goes, why are you wearing that? You don't dress like that. That's not your normal style. That shit will irritate my soul. I don't know why. Because I'm just like, who fucking cares what I'm wearing? Why are you worried about what I'm wearing?
Even if you're in a relationship with this person?
If I'm in a relationship with somebody and I choose to wear something, whatever the fuck it may be, you better not say a damn thing other than, bitch, you look good. Right. Let's go. Right? But, like, other than that, I mean, granted, if it's not flattering to me, there's a way to have a respectful conversation, be like, right? But also, like, if I'm comfortable in what I'm choosing to wear, because better believe I stood in the mirror and I critiqued myself already, I don't need you doing it too. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I just
that's a good way to put it.
Like, I've already stood in the mirror. I've looked at all myself in all of my angles possible. And I have a big fucking mirror. And I have multiple mirrors in my rooms. In my room, you can fucking see. I can turn around 360, fucking record myself, and go back and look and be like, I'm feeling it or I'm not feeling it, right? So if that's what I'm choosing to wear, I'm comfortable in that. Don't tell me shit. Because it's going to trigger the fuck out of me. We're going to fucking fight. To the extent where I'll be like, we're not going. You can go alone.
You're not going.
I'm leaving and you're staying here. But yes, so, like, yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's difficult to know somebody one way
and then, like, watch that
and
evolve.
watch it quietly.
Yes.
And not have comments or not notice, you know, not say things.
Well, my thing is like, have comments, but just don't be an asshole.
In a positive way.
Yeah, be positive, and if you're gonna be negative, keep it to your fucking self.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay, what habits did you have to break to become who you are today? It's the deep breath for me.
There's a lot of things. Mocking people.
Oh, it's funny.
Just being disrespectful and not, like, saying just something out of anger. Mm-hmm. Or not communicating.
Okay.
Not feeling like I respect you enough to even communicate it with you.
Yeah.
And something I still don't do is communicate. I don't overshare. I don't over-communicate. I'm not going to tell you if I don't feel like you need to know. And sometimes people still just want to know.
Yeah. Yes. I feel like because I'm so hyper independent, I don't communicate everything, and I probably under communicate, but that's because I'm used to not having to communicate at all. You know what I mean? Like, what habits did I have to break to become who I am today? I would have to go back to saying being a fucking bulldozer. Like, I had to stop fucking just... I had to learn empathy. I had to learn that shit. Learn it,
Yes.
and, like, learn to acknowledge it.
And also learn that not everybody wants to hear things the way I want to hear it. Like, I'm okay with somebody being
Yes.
like, hey, we don't do things like that here. Or,
Yeah.
like, just to be... Remember, I came from places... I already was this way, right? I was born this way.
Uh-huh.
Aggressive, abrasive, rawr, in your face. And then I was placed in roles that only supported that, right?
Yeah.
The military, corrections. Like, that... All of that, like, supported those behaviors.
Yeah.
So I had to figure out where to find the positives in those and how to use them without just being so aggressive and so rough, abrasive.
That makes sense.
Because not everybody can handle hearing the truth the way I handle it. Not everybody has gone through the things that I've gone through.
Right.
I know that I was born this way. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know why I was that way, but I just was. And then to be in these, not everybody's gone through those life situations. So people who, you know, just are more gentle, grew up differently, treated differently, or whatever. Just, I mean, even my sister doesn't, she can handle it, but she just doesn't.
She handles it differently than you.
She just doesn't come off that abrasive. Mm-hmm. Some might say in different roles that she's had to play or live in, but she just doesn't wake up in the morning and that's her, right?
Yeah.
MO. So learning how to take the positives out of those situations and those versions of me and putting them into a way where everybody can digest that.
Okay. For me, now that I'm thinking about it, is I had to learn how to alter my negative mindset. Because, again, this whole victim mentality, I guess you can say again, or feeling like I was dealt a shitty hand, and like I always had to figure it out, and I always had to do things on my own, and I always had to work for everything that I had, right? Like, I found, and I still to this day sometimes notice it within my family, not my immediate family, but like my extended family. They're negative. Everything is negative, negative, negative. It's like that's what I was raised around.
Of course,
and
you're
that's
gonna be
what
that
I
way.
heard. So like as I continued to get older, I started noticing that I was constantly pointing out the negative in everything. Everything was like the negative, always pointing out the negative, always talking about the negative, even though there were positives in there, but those were always outweighed by the negative. So I finally got to a place where I had to, once I decided to start doing my inner work and unpacking all my trauma, it was like, I need to change my fucking mindset and train my brain to just bypass the negative shit and force myself to look at the positives. In all situations.
What year was that?
Fuck. I don't know. 2018 going into 2019.
Okay.
It's probably like the cusp of where I was at. Like, I'm like fucking tired of being negative all the time. I'm tired of fucking shit always hitting the fan and me being stressed the fuck out and high strung and trying to figure it out and just always dealing with the negative shit. And it was just like, I have to force myself, and to the extent where I probably looked a little fucking loony sometimes. I'm in my car alone and I'm like, you know what? Nope, it's gonna fuck up my day today. I'm having a great day. I'm having a great fucking day. Even though I know I woke up on the wrong side of the fucking bed. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I got bills due. I'm stressed out. I'm having an amazing day. I'd be in the fucking line at Starbucks and they'd be like, do you need a straw? Yes, please. Have an amazing day. Thank you. That was me. Like, I was that.
I love that.
I had to force myself to be that person to create a new habit. Right?
Okay, I'm with you.
To create a completely new habit. And then it's crazy because once it started to becoming my norm, now I'm seeing it in other people all the time, right? And I'm always like, hey, like now I find myself pointing it out. Like, why are you always so fucking hell-bent on the negative? And it's because I get it, because I was that person. Mm-hmm. But like, you need to train your fucking brain to look at the whole situation and fuck the negative shit. Let's talk about the positives.
But even with that, these people, they can't hear that until they're ready to hear it. Right. Just like I couldn't hear it, you couldn't hear it until you were ready to hear it.
But like my goal these days is I'm just planting the seed, because one day it'll click, and then it'll be like, oh shit, I remember that,
and then it'll be hit,
and it'll become a normal thing, right? For people that I have conversations with, because I don't just do it like with my immediate family. Like even when I'm out, like if I'm at work or if I hear negative, I'm just like, hey, have a better day.
Okay, I like this. I remember now that like 2015 that's where I started becoming more like spiritual, more, well, I would say spiritual, more looking at life from a different perspective, thinking about gratitude, appreciating things, and when things would happen to me,
putting yourself in a different
reframing
mindset,
it, right? Different mindset. Yeah. So for me, it was like, why is this happening to me? Like, what am I supposed to learn here? That's where it started. Like gratitude. Yeah. What am I supposed to learn here? And I definitely started like all of the reading the books and going down the exploration of meditation and mindset and podcast, right? And so the way you were saying, recreate that habit. Yeah. Definitely. And it almost like right away, right? So much so that I would work on my gratitude list so much that before I could even open my eyes, my brain was already like, I'm grateful for, because I'd be like, you need to be grateful for 3 things before you even get out of bed. And so it would be like, I'm grateful for the sun. I'm grateful for clean socks, right? The little things. Yeah. That we take for granted, but those things were enough. Those things made you be able to see the bigger things, exactly. Right? So there was definitely a change in mindset, and even with that, from 2015 till now, has done its own journey, its own growing within each level. I'm not going to say every year, but like time period, like, okay, where it just comes so naturally to me now. Yeah. Where I could say like, but that didn't happen to you. Like, it's happening for you. What are we learning here? Right. Yes. Where, you don't have to do that thing. You get to do that, right? You get to go to work. Even though
on the days where I'm having hard days at work, I'm at work and I'm like, I'm grateful to have a job.
Yes.
I sit on the floor and I'm like, I'm grateful to have a job. And everybody around me laughs because they know I'm having a day. But this is me saying I'm grateful. Because
rather than sit here and be like, I fucking hate this job, I don't want to be
negative,
here.
Negative. Yes. And today I was like, guys, I'm not feeling work today. I woke up and I was just like not feeling it. And I knew from the gate, I was just like, And so I got to work and they're like, you good? And I'm like, not really. I'm here.
I didn't want to get up. I'm like,
but I'm here. I'm so proud of you. I know. And I'm like, I'm grateful to have a job. I'm grateful to have a job. Sometimes I just got to remind myself.
Definitely mindset. Okay. Have you ever been the problem in a situation?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, I have.
These days, I am better, though, at saying sorry.
Oh, for sure.
It was my fault.
Oh, for sure.
I overreacted. I shouldn't have handled it that way. But there's been a time where I refused. I would not. It's not happening. You're not getting a sorry. A problem is more so the way I communicate, the way I respond, the way I'm arguing with you. Not necessarily that, like, I'm creating more problems in my actions outside of that. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like, I don't think I'm a intentionally bad guy.
Right.
But usually when I'm wrong, it's in spaces of confrontation. Right. Communication. Right. That's usually where I don't do well. And I feel like to say I'm sorry or to acknowledge that I was wrong was viewed as weak.
Okay.
At a time in my life.
That makes sense.
Now I feel like better when I could just get it off and be like, hey, it was me. I'll own it.
My bad.
Sorry.
Whoops. I was just kidding.
You still love me though, right?
You didn't even love me like you say you love me. For me, this is... The listeners are going to laugh at this. Have I ever been the problem in a situation? Yup. here's the thing with me. Because I don't like to have to apologize, I tend to be a thinker before I just act. So I'm very particular on the things that I will say these days, and it's been like this for a while. Like, I'm not going to just fly off the fucking handle and become a problem. But also, I am very well aware when I am going to be the problem. And I will be like,
It's happening today?
I'm going out and I'm finna act the fuck up. 100% I'm gonna be the problem tonight. And I'll call it before it even fucking happens. And that means that I'm telling my friends, I'm going out and I'm acting the fuck up. And just so you guys know, you're gonna be like, fuck, she warned me. You can't be mad when it happens when we're out because I fucking warned you.
I'm here for it.
I know.
It doesn't happen often.
It doesn't happen often.
So when it is happening,
it's like, oh, fuck.
I'm in.
We're in. Oh, no.
You've got to be
the
in.
Devils. They're at it again. So, like, I definitely know who I am. And, I don't intentionally try to be a problem in the situation. But I have my moments where I'm like, yep, today I'm going to be a problem. Yep. And I'm going to throw it out there and I'm going to say it. So, like, it's like, just so you know, the shitstorm's coming.
It's building.
Brace yourself. Hurricane Tiffany, she's finna slide through one time. What is something that you are actively still working on?
I would say my anger is like hot fire. So when I get angry, I could get angry quick. Mm-hmm. And it takes me
a long time to come back down.
And I know I'm old, and I've lived life, and I should know how to handle that. I'm not saying I don't do anything crazy in that moment of anger. I just know that I'm angry, and I need a minute. Like, I can't.
I'm here right now.
Certain people know exactly how to get me there.
Yes.
And so being able to calm that storm, a fire, I'm working on that. And communicate that, my anger, communication on all levels, and apologizing.
Something that I am still actively working on is approaching conversations from an empathetic viewpoint. It's always been something that's hard for me to do. I've gotten better at it over time, but it's still something that is hard for me, especially on days where I'm having rough days. So, like, it is something that I am actively working on because at the end of the day, there's a lot of things that I don't care about. And also because of the struggles that I went through and the things that I've had to do in order to be successful, for me, it's like, you have to understand when somebody says, I can't, it's not that you can't, it's that you're choosing not to. Because if you want to, you can, and you will find a way. And I know that because I've done it firsthand over and over and over and over again. That's why I am successful. And that's how I got myself to where I am today. Right? Like, so when somebody's like, oh, well, I can't really do that. It's like, no, you don't want to do that. Just say that. It's not that you can't. It's that you're choosing not to.
And you're choosing because it's work.
Yes. Or because you have something else going on, or whatever the case may be, right? Like, there could be a lot of different things and different scenarios. When I'm mid-conversation and they're like, well, I can't go to work on this day because I have to do this. I'm like, why can't you come to work and then leave work and go do that and then come back and finish work? And they're like, I just can't. And I'm like, no, you don't want to. There's a difference because you can, because I can tell you all the time how I come to work in the morning for 3 hours or an hour and a half, and then I leave to go take care of something, and then I come back and I work 7 hours. It's a matter of not wanting to do it. Just say you don't want to.
Or say like, oh, I never thought about that. You're right.
Right. But yeah, so I try to be empathetic, and I also have to get to a point where I understand that I can't expect me out of other people. And so because I'm capable of doing things, not everybody has that mindset.
And it's not that they're not capable of willingness.
Yes.
Not everybody has that same willingness. They don't have that
same fucking motivation or something that is in them driving them to have the motivation to do whatever it is, right? Like, so yes, approaching conversations from an empathetic standpoint and not pushing my views and pushing my motivation onto other people is something that I actively work on a daily basis.
Okay. What are you most proud of in your growth?
I am most proud of the fact that, like, I've always been able to set goals for myself and accomplish them no matter what. Because, like, when you're young and you're, like, just getting out of high school, at least for me, like, when I graduated high school, first of all, I had to work my ass off to graduate high school because of the instability that I had in my home growing up, and I'm moving all the time. Like, I never had enough credits to get through high school. So come senior year, they were like, you have to do the fucking most if you want to graduate, just so you know. Like, I'm pretty sure I went into my senior year with freshman credits. And so I had to do a class before school started, a class after school ended, and then night school 3 times a week. Oh my God. In order to get enough credits on top of extracurricular projects. Like, I had to go to science camp and be a counselor. I got science credits for doing that. Like, the school definitely worked with me. And they were like, if you want it bad enough, we'll help you get there.
But we're not going to work harder than you.
Exactly. So, like, I was doing 0 through 8 periods at school every day. I was doing night school 3 times a week, walking home at night. And the school was not close by, for the record. I was walking probably maybe 2 miles from the school to where I was living at the time. And so I forgot where I was even fucking going with all this.
Proud of your growth. Yeah.
Finishing school, I graduated. So that was like my first real proud moment. It was like, I graduated. My parents didn't graduate high school. Neither one of my parents graduated high school. So I graduated high school. And then when I had my son and my daughter, I had my daughter at 23. I want to say when she was probably like 6 months old was when I decided that I was going to go to college. Because, you know, you graduate high school and you're like, I'm taking a year off. That was my mindset. I'm taking a year off. I want to go to school eventually, but I also don't want to go to school right now. And now that I have to pay for it, I want to make sure that when I go, I'm putting money into something that I actually want to be doing. And I know right now in my mindset, I don't want to do it. So I'm not going to set myself up for failure.
Yeah.
In that time span of my year off, I got pregnant, right? I met my son's father. I got pregnant. So that kind of changed the route that my life was taking. It stalled my education. Had my daughter 2.5 years later at 23. And then I was like, I have 2 kids. I am living with my daughter's father's mother in a fucking 2-bedroom townhome in 1 bedroom with 2 adults and 2 kids. 2 in diapers, right? Like, my son was barely getting potty trained when I had my daughter. So I was just like, we're in a tiny fucking space. Like, I never wanted to always just live there with her. I want my own fucking house, bro. Like,
I got goals, dreams.
I gotta get out of here. You know what I mean? So, like, I was working full time, and then I was like, I'm gonna start going to school. So I started to do online school became a thing. Okay, so then I was like, I can work a full time job, come home, take care of my kids, put my kids to bed, and then do school at my own pace. So I started to work on getting my degree. And then in the time frame of me working on my degree, I left Alexia's dad. And so then school had to get put on hold because I was not making enough money. So I was commuting back and forth. And my commute, for everybody here, so they understand, my commute was 3.5 hours, one direction. So I was leaving for work at the crack ass of dawn before the sun was even up, and then I wouldn't get home until probably 7:30, sometimes 8 o'clock, depending on traffic and if there was an accident or whatever, right?
That's a long day.
Yeah, it was a very long day. So I did that for 3 years, and then I got to the point where the commute, I was over the commute, and I was like, I'm gonna have to take a pay cut so I could work closer. But I started to make better financial decisions. It was like, yes, my job that I'm currently at is stability. Like, I know it's not going anywhere. It's a 8 to 5. I'm full time, right? Like, it's been what's working, but like, it's at a point now where it's no longer working. Like, I'm working just to pay bills. And I'm never going to get ahead if I continue to do this. And my kids are getting older. They need more things, right? Like, again, the only one financially supporting my household. So I chose to make a career change. And again, somebody who's been moved around throughout her whole childhood, for me, change is easy. Like, I have
And
no
just do the next
problem
thing.
adapting and changing. And so everybody was like, you're leaving a job that you've been at for like almost 7 years. Like, are you scared to do that? And I'm like, no. Because if there's one thing that having children will do is you're going to figure it out. You are going to figure it out. You have to. You don't have a choice, right? So I did that. And then I want to say 2010 was when I finally moved out and back into where I currently live now. And I graduated. School got put on hold for a good amount of time. Like, for a second there, I was like, I'm probably not going to finish it. Because, like, but then I went back. I re-enrolled myself, or like came back from leave, or whatever you want to call it. And I got my degree in 2012, I think. 2012. And I never even used it.
But you got it.
I have it. So, like, I have a degree, yes. But again, that was a lot of work. Work full time, running a household, taking care of kids.
Even in that time, you were a completely different version of yourself from the time you started to the time you ended.
For sure. And, like, I look back now and I'm like, I don't know how the fuck I survived that. Like, that shit was crazy. But yeah, I made it fucking work, and it happened, and I did it. And then I was like, okay, now I'm done with my degree. I have a good job. Like, I'm comfortable in my new job and what I'm doing. And, like, there's plenty of growth opportunity. Like, the possibilities are endless. It's time for me to start saving. I started making money where I seen buying property as an actual option for me as a single mom of 2 kids. Right. So I'm like, okay, now my next goal is I'm going to buy a property. I'm going to buy a house. Because I don't want my kids to ever feel like they have nowhere to go. You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, I bought my house it took me long because, again, a single parent, right? Only one income. Like, it took me longer than probably it would take most people who don't have children to save that kind of money. But yeah, I managed to do that, and I bought a fucking house, and now I'm saving to buy a second. So what's up? I'm proud of that shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. That was a whole
a quick
circle,
rundown.
Yeah. Okay, for me, I think I'm most proud of my ability to be, I want to laugh even saying it, softer, loving, affectionate towards my daughter, and to be in touch with my emotions.
Okay. Well, yeah, because as you've told us, it was hard for as a young adult. You didn't do that. Yeah. So, like, that's something huge. It's a huge stride that you made. So yes, be proud of that shit. Absolutely. Because my friend here's rough.
I know who I am.
I will say you have not hit me in a long time. So
I know,
yes,
and
I'm here for the growth, bro.
I don't even want to hit you.
I'm so glad.
Watch. Soon I'm gonna be like,
you hit me soon, I swear. I'm gonna be like,
I don't even have the urge to hit you. It's like squeeze you.
That's different. I can deal with the squeeze.
Not the little kind that hurt, but just
Oh, that's funny.
Okay. What do you protect your peace from now?
Chaos and drama. Chaos. I feel like my life has always been so chaotic that my peace, like, I require peace. It's mandatory in my life these days. Like, I have to make it a point to be like, I don't like to feel my nervous system fucking going off the fucking rails. I don't like it. I do not like the feeling.
No.
I'm too fucking old for that shit.
I think before that, my nervous system going off the rails was just go, go, go. It made me feel like go, go, go.
Yeah.
Rather than sit and deal with what was happening. Right? I'm just going to let me just stay busy and keep going.
I protect my peace from negative energy. I don't like being around negative energy.
Yeah. I feel like I'm on an energy budget, and I only allow, like,
a little bit here and there.
A little bit here and there, and what am I going to give it to?
Right. What advice would you give to someone stuck in their old version? I think for me, the advice that I would give to somebody who's stuck in the old version of themselves is when you're ready to make the changes, you can and you will. It's not so far ahead that you can't reach it.
Because it could be small.
It could be small.
Every little thing brings you to the next level. To the next level.
Every little thing pushes you to elevate yourself, right? And there will be setbacks. And just give yourself grace and know that you're not fucking perfect, and you will have days where you fall back into old habits. But as long as you're willing and open to recognizing those things, you're going to continue to grow from them. That would be my advice. It's going to be fine.
That's a good piece of advice right there. The setbacks thing, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I would say just be self-aware. That's where, for me, that's where it starts.
Yeah.
Being self-aware, acknowledging the way things you do makes you feel when you sit in it for a minute. When you're not just going.
Yeah.
You can feel, if you like listen to your body, to your energy, to your space, to your heart, you can feel that when I'm wrong, I feel...
Trust yourself.
Yeah, like I'm wrong. Like my intuition tells me, hey, like you probably shouldn't have done that. You're right. So just being aware of that, listening to yourself, and making small changes. And then again, like I said, I feel like it brings you to evolving.
Right.
And then, I like this version. I like doing this. I'm going to keep this. I'm not ready to let go of that.
Letting go of that one.
Yeah.
Right. All right. This one felt very personal.
There was a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. This conversation right here, felt a bit personal. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, because when you really sit down and think about the version of who you outgrew, it's not just about the past. It's about everything it took to not be that person anymore. The lessons, the mistakes, the heartbreak, the growth, all of it. And the truth is, a lot of us don't give ourselves enough credit for that. We're so focused on where we're trying to go that we forget how far we've already come. So if you're listening to this and you've been doing the work quietly, consistently, just know that it matters, even if nobody sees it yet. As we head into the final episode of season 1, this moment feels like a moment to reflect, not just for us, but for everybody listening as well. Think about who you used to be and really ask yourself, are you proud of who you're becoming? Because growth isn't always loud. Sometimes it's choosing better, thinking differently, walking away when you used to stay. We appreciate every single one of you that's been on this podcasting journey with us through all of season 1. For real. We got one more episode left, dropping next week. We would like to end it the right way. Ash and I will be answering all of your questions, so please feel free to submit any questions that you have for us by sending us a direct message on our Instagram at _unfiltered_humanity_ or send us an email at unfiltered.humanity.podcast@gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from all of you. That's it for today's episode. I'd love for you to share it, tell a friend, talk about it, and of course leave a review or pass it along to someone who might need it. Don't forget to subscribe and follow the podcast on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts so you never miss an episode. Thank you for being here, for listening, and for being part of this community. Until next time, stay honest, stay human, and stay unfiltered.
And tell your fucking friends. Hey.